So, I've started a new video here, and I'm giving you the behind-the-scenes view of things because I always, when I start my video, like I say, I like to hide my OBS from the students, but I also it's good to kind of compose your mind. You just think about, okay, what am I going to say? Because I'd like to present a sort of professional intro into the video. All right, so I've kind of thought it through what I'm going to do. I will do a little countdown, and the countdown is pretty cool because the countdown will actually be visible to the countdown will be visible in the audio profile of the video, and that will actually make it quite easy to edit and chop this little front section off. So take a deep breath, make sure we go to full screen mode. 3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome all. Messed up, so I'll count it again. 3, 2, 1. Welcome all. This is Russ, and this is the video where I'm going to show you how to do video editing using Shotcut. As I've said before, I'm no expert in this thing, but I've learned just enough I can kind of make it work. So what you're going to do is you're going to import your previous video into Shotcut, and then you'll go right over here and you'll hit the down button. And what that down button is going to do is it's going to take the video that's playing and it's going to move it into an active project. I don't know exactly what they call it. Do they call it projects? I'm not sure. All right. Let's go small webcam, and I'll Alt-Tab over to Shotcut. All right, so in Shotcut, this is quite overwhelming at first, but the cool thing is that you're only going to need to look at a very small number of these features at first. As you do more, what you do is you just Google for things, and you'll stumble your way into doing slightly more advanced things. Something to think about, by the way, while we're doing this. Let me Alt-Tab back to OBS. I put my webcam over here on the bottom right corner because it's a nice place where it's kind of out of the way. It's not normally where I'm doing anything critical on the screen. It also has the nice feature that if you imagine let's see if I can do it here. Oh, you have to do everything backwards. It's weird. What's over here on this corner of the screen? Well, it's all my notifications. So Slack messages come up, that sort of stuff. I discovered this entirely by accident, but now that I've discovered it, I'm a big fan of it. I like having the webcam up because it covers any notifications that might have private information that I don't want to share with the world. All right, so anyway. So in Shotcut, how are we going to do this? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to start by doing Open File. Now, Open File can do a whole bunch of different things, but the most important thing we're going to do is that we're going to go pick up a video. So you'll see here, this is the video, and yes, you can know exactly how late I am working. And when I hit open, this is going to open the video into this window here. Hey y'all, it's Russ. And I just wanted to show you how I was making use of OBS to record videos here on my computer. So if you noticed, I had the little 3, 2, 1 thing. I collected myself and then I started the video. Now, this is not actually where you're going to do editing. This is where you're going to preview various media in order to decide what you're ready to bring into the project. When you're ready to bring into the project, you're going to use this button. It says, all right, so this is the timeline of the video. And now, what you're going to see up here, what you're going to see up in this main screen is no longer the file you opened, but you're going to look at the video that you're currently playing. And what you'll notice here, of course, there's a timeline horizontally. You can click within this timeline to scroll around. You've got a scroll bar around here. You can scroll back and forth. The zoom buttons are useful. I usually keep it relatively well, I guess it's not that far zoomed in. This zoom seems to work for me because it allows me to see this very simplified waveform just enough to notice things. Remember I told you that 3, 2, 1 would be visible? Well, you can see it right there. 3, 2, 1. So I can put a mark right there. Oh, by the way, so I should tell you what I just did. I'm clicking here on the black bar. Clicking on the black bar will bring you to that point in the video, so you can move around. Do not try to grab this blue section and drag it. If you do that, what you're doing is you're dragging your video within the project. That was how you would move things earlier or later in the video. If you want to scroll left and right, either use these buttons around here, or actually use the scroll bar and then click to select places. All right, so how do you do some really trivial edits? Well, to start with, you're going to click at a point where you want to break it. In order to break it, you need to split the video into 2 different chunks. To do that is very easy. You just find a place where you want to split it. And I would recommend when you're trying this at first to demo it, see if it's really where you thought it was. And I just wanted to show you. So that looked pretty good. So once you've got the correct location selected, you can hit S as in Sierra. And now what it's done is it's broken this little video clip into 2 sub-clips. It breaks it right at the point. It doesn't actually shift anything anywhere. It just puts a breakpoint here. Now, as you develop breakpoints, you're going to find that it might be useful to jump between them. These things that look like chapter skip buttons, you can use to jump between the various breakpoints that you've got in your video. But right now, what I know is I want to get rid of that lead up section. So what I can do is I can right click on it, and if I click remove, what it'll do is it'll delete it out of the stream, and then it shifts everything left in order to fill up the space. If you just say lift, I hardly ever use that, but I'm pretty sure what that does is it removes it out of the stream but leaves an empty hole here, which is definitely not what you want. All right, so we say remove, and now that little clip has been taken out. Obviously, the underlying video file still exists, so it is possible to continue to use it as is. But generally what I'll do is I will run through my video and I'll listen to it. I just wanted to show you how I was making use of OBS to record videos here on my computer. Now what I'll do here is that I'll actually listen through the whole thing normally. Sometimes if I'm time pressed, I may just edit the front and the back ends, but very often I'll at least try to see if I said something completely stupid. If I wanted to take out a little chunk, you can do it. You can put in a split here and then put in a split here. The waveforms are just enough to kind of let you know where the breath moments are between words. And so you can drop things in, or I'm sorry, you can make a cut where the user will see a little bit of a jump cut, but usually it's not too disruptive if you're careful. So with a little bit of practice, you can take a few seconds or take a minute out of your video anywhere you want to. I will traditionally also cut things at the end. So I'll see you at the next video. So I'll put in a split here. Remember, split is S, Sierra, and then I'll say remove. When I'm done here, so I've cut everything down to where I want it, I have not actually listened through this whole video. I'll do that offline after I'm done talking to you. We're going to do 2 things. I'm going to Control S for save, and now you're going to define an MLT file. I don't know what that stands for, but basically I think of it as the video project. It's all the metadata about how you've arranged the video. So this was the intro to OBS video. So I'll do that. And then when you're ready to create an MP4, you could say export file. It'll default to intro.obs.mp4. This seems to work really well for me. I'll just go ahead and click save. And it shows up here in your jobs list. Depending on how fast your processor is, this might take a long time, or it might go through very quickly. On my processor, I tend to have it finish up at something approximating the video, or real time for the video. It looks to be really slow right now, but that's probably because I'm recording while I'm doing this. So eventually this will, when this progress bar fills up, it'll give you some fixed time. It says it took 7 minutes and 17 seconds or whatever to finish. And what you will find is that over here in your video directory, you'll have an MP4 file, and you can upload that to YouTube. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to upload to YouTube in just a minute. So this is the end of this video. So I'm going to cut it off here. Only I'm not going to edit this video again, so you can see what the raw video looks like for however much that's worth. Alright, now I have my sanity check. This is where my paranoia kicks in. Oh good. I was running small webcam that whole time. Alright, well that's the end of this video. I hope it was useful. I hope that this will help make you more successful in your classes. I'll see you all later.